Deep in the heart of Wildflower Woods stood a great grand oak tree, older than memory itself. Its branches stretched wide across the sky, sheltering dozens of squirrels and birds within its warm embrace. Around it grew many smaller trees, clustered close like a loving family. Merry chatter and laughter drifted through the leaves as the squirrels and birds played hide and seek beneath the strong branches and rustling canopies. Down at the roots of the oak, butterflies fluttered lazily among thousands of blooming wildflowers, dancing softly in the golden afternoon light. High above, upon one of the great wooden platforms built into the oak, Mrs. Chestnut hung the washing out to dry. The fresh linen swayed gently in the breeze like little clouds. Mr. Chestnut was also helping her, and the little young ones were playing happily, soaking up the nourishing warmth of the sun. Just then a tiny squirrel came hurrying along the branch path. A flower perched atop her head, and a towering pile of acorns gathered carefully in her little paws. Though the acorns nearly outweighed her, her face wore a bright and triumphant smile. "Hello, Tilly dear," called Mrs. Chestnut warmly. "Hello, Aunt Chestnut," Tilly chirped. "I brought you some acorns." "Oh, my goodness," said Mr. Chestnut with a smile, gently patting her on the head. "I see you've been very busy today." Tilly beamed proudly as Mrs. Chestnut took the acorns. "Thank you, dear. These shall make a lovely snack." A soft breeze passed through the trees, carrying with it the scent of sunshine-warm fabric, wildflowers, and fresh earth. Tilly closed her eyes for a moment and sighed happily. "Oh," she murmured, "it's such a lovely day. I love the smell of the wind and the freshly washed linens." Then her ears drooped ever so slightly. "It's a pity some others call these things silly or imaginary." Mrs. Chestnut smiled gently as she clipped another cloth upon the line. "You know, dear," she said softly, "that cozy feeling isn't imaginary at all." Tilly's eyes widened. "It isn't?" "No," said Mrs. Chestnut firmly. "When we do gentle tasks like washing, making tea, tending flowers, or baking biscuits, our body responds to them. Warmth, softness, the familiar scent, the peaceful routines help to calm the nervous system and place us in what some folk call a rest and restore state." Tilly listened closely. "So I'm not simply pretending?" "Not one bit," Mrs. Chestnut replied. "These quiet moments help our mind settle into the present instead of worrying over yesterday or tomorrow. That is why they feel so precious and healing." Tilly looked over the woods, thoughtful and glowing with happiness. "I think that's lovely," she said at last. "I'm going to tell Mayflower all about it." Mrs. Chestnut laughed softly. "I think she will like that very much. But before you go, would you care for a warm cup of clover tea? And perhaps," added Mr. Chestnut, "a few acorn biscuits beside it." Tilly's tail twitched excitedly. "Oh, yes, please." At once the little household stirred into motion. Mrs. Chestnut filled the kettle and set it gently to boil. Tilly fetched the plates from the cupboard, while Pipkin, the youngest squirrel, carefully carried over the acorn biscuits. Mr. Chestnut washed the cups and saucers, and Jasper, the elder son, carried the tiny wooden table outside, beneath the golden evening light. Soon they all sat together upon their little chairs, high within the branches of the great oak tree, sipping warm clover tea and nibbling acorn biscuits while the woods sang softly around them. Far below, the squirrels danced through the flower fields, and birds sang sweet evening songs to the setting sun. The leaves whispered overhead like an old lullaby, and the wind carried the scent of tea and sunshine. As the sun slowly disappeared beyond the horizon, it seemed almost reluctant to leave, for it had rarely seen a place filled with such gentleness, warmth, and quiet love.